Hi gentle people, I am Jabez, and on this channel I talk about my dreams and the cool messages God gives me in my dreams. And so if you're interested in dreams and how God uses dreams to talk to people, then this is a channel for you. Stick around, I'm going to tell you why I started a YouTube channel in the first place, and believe it or not, it had something to do with a dream. So, like I said, I had no intention of starting a YouTube channel. I am bad with technology, and when God, like sending a text is anxiety. So when God said start a YouTube channel, start a podcast, I was like, really? And I had to ask him several times, like, is this what you really, really want me to do? And he kept saying yes. And he's been telling me this since about end of October, early November. And I kept coming up with excuses. I'm like, God, nobody knows me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I'm not eloquent. I'm not charismatic. Like, why do you want me to do this? This is hard for me. Like, give me something that I am good at. I write. Let me write. I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to be on camera. I don't, just give me something else to do, God, please. And he said no. And so in December, I took a class on how to use my camera. Guys, I watched so many YouTube videos and just couldn't get it right. So I had to take a class. And still, just the basics, still don't know what I'm doing. But at least I'm here. So anyway, December, I did a couple of interviews for the podcast. And I still haven't put them up as yet, because it's just stress and anxiety, but I'm going to get to it because I want to be obedient. It's not like I'm trying to be willfully disobedient, but I was scared. And January rolled around, I did nothing regarding the YouTube channel. February rolled around, and then God started talking to me about it again, and I'm like, God, please just give me something else to do. There are a lot of people out there who are doing YouTube. Nobody's gonna want to hear what I have to say. There are people who are funny. There are people who are like really, really eloquent. Like when you listen to them, they're powerful and they're just really confident and smart. And I can't speak. And God says, yeah, this is what you need to do. And I was just complaining, guys, like, for a couple of days. Well, I was just like, God, I hear what you're saying, but can you please just give me something else to do? I promise I'll do whatever you tell me to do, as long as it's not YouTube, as long as it's not me going in front of anybody to speak. And I went to bed and dreamt that I was in a big dining hall, huge dining hall, and the building was old, but we were in modern times. So it was like maybe 1900s kind of vibe, but we were in present time, right? And the dining hall was like magnificent, but it was really old, and there were a lot of girls in there. They were teenagers, maybe between 12 to like 15, 16 years old. They were chatting and eating, having a blast. And there was a door towards the back, and I just kept walking towards the door. I didn't know what was behind the door or why I was going towards the door. I was just on automatic, and I walked towards the door, all the while like hearing the girls talking and kind of looking around to see these girls. And like it kind of gave me boarding school vibes. I went to boarding school, so it kind of reminded me of that. And so I walked through, pushed the door. When I went in, there was a woman, and she smiled at me, and then she said, feed the children, feed the girls. And I said, yeah, but the girls are already eating. And she says, yeah, but there are girls that you alone can feed. And I was like, really? And then she said yes. And then she pointed to a tray. It's a big silver tray, and it had white bowls. And in each bowl, there was like some beef stew, mashed potato, and some carrots yeah, stewed carrots or boiled carrots or whatever. And she said, here, go feed the girls. And I said, yeah, but like I said, they're already eating. And then she said to me, yes, but you need to find the girls that you are responsible for feeding, because they're girls that you alone can feed. And this food is for the girls that you're supposed to feed. And so I was like, okay. And so I left and I went all around the dining room trying to find girls who didn't have food, and I gave them food. I even went outside the hall. I didn't go very far. It's just like around the area, just immediately outside. There were some girls around, you know, small tables and stuff, and I gave them food. And then at the end of all of that, right, running around, I had one bowl left on the tray. And I'm like, oh my God, like I can't find the girl to whom this food belongs. I was getting really frustrated, and after searching for a while I gave up, and I said, okay, but you know, I don't want to go in I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back to the kitchen with this food, so I'm just gonna give it to anybody. So I walked through the dining room and then saw one girl who had finished eating, and I put the bowl down and I'm like, here you go, here's some extra food. She kind of frowned at me and then kept talking. And as I walked away, I kept glancing back, and I saw her with the spoon, but she was pretty much just planing the food. She took a couple of bites, but she really didn't want it. But anyway, it wasn't my problem. I had done my duty. So I went back into the kitchen, and as soon as I got to the kitchen, the woman said, why did you do that? And I was like, what? And she said, why did you give the food that belonged to one girl to somebody else? And I was like, well, I couldn't find the girl to whom the food belonged. And she says, that's no excuse. There's no one girl out there that you didn't give food to, because you gave away her food to somebody else. And I was like, okay, but I couldn't find her. And she said, that's not an excuse. You have a responsibility to find the people that you need to feed and feed those people. So I was like, okay. So she said, find some food and fix it. And I was like, all right. So I am looking around all over, guys, opening cupboards, and the cupboards were empty, and I was getting really frustrated. And you know what, like, there was a fridge there that I didn't open. I don't know why, but I never opened the refrigerator. I was looking inside the cupboards, and then beside the refrigerator there was a cupboard, kind of like hidden, and within that door was another door, kind of weird, but there was a tiny door, and inside that door was a small can of corned beef. And I pulled it out, quite pleased with myself. And then I was like, okay, corned beef, there needs to be something else with this. I was happy to find the corned beef, but I'm thinking, I can't just give this girl corned beef to eat. So I reached back inside the door, and because I could not see, I was just using feel, right, touch. So I reached back in, felt around, and pulled out a tiny roll of bread, a tiny roll, right? And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? And I turned to the woman and I said, look, I can't give this girl this food. Everybody else got beef stew, mashed potatoes, and boiled carrots. Like, everybody else got good food. This is garbage. I can't feed this girl garbage. And the woman said to me, prepare it. Because you prepare it, it will be enough. And I said to her, really? Are you sure? And she said, yes. Because you prepare it, it will be enough. Prepare the food and find the girl to whom this food belongs. And I was like, okay. And I did that. I mean, I didn't even turn on the stove, guys. I just opened the tin, dumped it in the white bowl that I was given, and I just put a roll beside it, and I'm like, okay, well, here it is. Doesn't look too appetizing, but here it is. And she smiled and she said, okay, well, go find the girl to whom that food belongs. And I'm like, okay. And I took the tray up, and as I was going through the door to re-enter the dining room, I woke up. And when I woke up, I was just like totally stumped. I'm like, God, what was that? Like, what are you trying to tell me? And just in the quiet of the morning, because normally when I wake up, I talk to God. and I'll ask him to explain stuff that I don't understand. Like if I have a dream and I don't understand, I'll ask him to explain. And so I said, God, I don't understand. What are you trying to tell me? And he said to me that the reason that he's telling me to start a YouTube is because there are people out there that need to hear what I have to say. He said, look, what you have to say will not be for everybody, right? And the people who are already getting fed by other people, don't worry about them. There are people that you need to feed, right? So I thought about it and I was like, wow, that's crazy cool. So God reminded me of Moses, and when he had asked Moses to free his people from Egyptian captivity, and Moses's reaction to that, because Moses wanted to go, but then he was hesitant because he said, look, God, I can't speak. I'm slow of tongue and I'm slow of speech. I am not eloquent. I don't know how to talk to these people. And God was like, okay, I'll help you. And then Moses, even though God had said he would help him, Moses still was complaining. Look, God, I can't speak. You know what? Send somebody else. And God got angry. And he said, fine, I'll send Aaron with you. And you're going to tell Aaron what to say. And Aaron is going to speak as if you're speaking. It's going to be as if you're the one speaking. So God is going to speak to Moses. Moses is going to speak to Aaron. And that's the way it's going to go. So he will help you. Right? And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of like me, where I don't feel like I can speak. But then God says, yes, but I helped him. Even when he wasn't satisfied with my saying I would help him, I sent somebody. I gave him somebody. As a matter of fact, guys, when God was talking to Moses, while they were having this conversation, Aaron was already on his way. Can you imagine that? That's so cool. And I thought, wow, yeah, that's kind of like me. Like I don't feel like I'm good enough to do it. And God also reminded me of Jeremiah, when Jeremiah says, look, I do not know how to speak. And Jeremiah's excuse was that he was too young. And God said, look, you're not too young. And God touched his lips and said, look, I have put my words in your mouth, right? No, go do what I tell you. And, you know, this is such an important dream for me, because that is why I am here. I am here because God is saying to me, look, there's somebody who needs to hear what you have to say, right? And guys, I just want to encourage you. If God has been speaking to you for a while about something that he wants you to do and you've been afraid, you've been hesitant because you think that you're not equipped, you feel like you're not good enough, like nobody wants to hear what you have to say, I'm encouraging you. If I am here, you can do whatever God tells you to do, because this is hard for me, and yet I am here because I want to be obedient. And so if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, guys. I am bad with technology. I mean, no joke. And here I am trying. What else can I say? I am here. This dream for me was very, very important, because it let me know that, hey, no matter what it is that God has given you to do, it doesn't matter whether or not you feel that, you know, people are interested, or it doesn't matter that there are a lot of people out there doing already. This is specifically for you, and whatever you have is for specific people. The food that you have to give and to feed people is just for them, right? Your food cannot be for somebody else. So listen, guys, if God is telling you to do something, has been telling you to do something for a while, don't be afraid. Just get up and do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm just trying to encourage you that whatever God is asking you to do, don't be afraid. God will give you what it is that you need, right? And like with Moses, he gave Moses Aaron, and like with Jeremiah, he touched Jeremiah's lips. And whatever God gives you to do, he equips you to do, right? So he will give you what it is that you need. He'll give you the words to say. He will put people in your way to help you. Like, there's so many people who have been helping me put like my videos together, giving me advice, encouraging me. So God puts people in your way to help you. So if you need help, just say, God, I'm flustered, I'm afraid, I don't know what to do, help me. And he will help you. He has helped me, and here I am, right? So guys, I hope this encourages you. I mean, let me know if there's something that God has been telling you to do for a while and you've been hesitant. I hope that this video has encouraged you to get up and do it, right? Yeah, so I'd like to hear from you guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, please comment, please share, and yeah, and come back, okay? Please come back. It was so nice talking to you guys, and I hope that I encouraged you. So until next time,